Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Ladder Legends replay analysis. Today we got one of our new guys, Mr. Vinnie, who's a Silver Protoss. This is a TVP that he submitted to us. Now, I might not go through the entire 36 minutes because, generally speaking, down here a lot of it comes down to your basic fundamentals. So that's what we'll be working on here. Going for a gateway, nice. After that, you generally want to go for a gasp. That's very nice. Okay, you're going for a double gas. This indicates that you want to stay on one base. Okay, you took his gas. I gotcha. All right, one thing. So make sure you hit left shift and then right click back to the mineral patch after you build a building. So like say I'm going to build a gateway. I hit B. Oh, that goes back. I hit B. I hit G. Right? Oh, you can't. Hold on. Let me move my Ross out of the way. 1 second. But yeah, so you grab the probe, click build, click gateway, like you hold left shift, maybe put 1 or 2 down, and then you scroll back over here, you're still holding left shift, and you right click back to the mineral field. What this will do is it will queue them up to go back to the mineral field after they build a building, and you won't have to worry about sending your idle workers back to mine later on. Now he's going back to mine. For cyber core, so we're going for somewhat of an all-in. We have enough money that we could be throwing down an extra nexus here. All right, getting +1. So for reference, Vinny, one base can afford 4 gateways maximum as long as you're producing out of them constantly. So a Twilight and Robo, and then a natural. Okay. So normally you want to emphasize units a bit more rather than buildings, because not only do they increase your supply, but just in case our guy was going for something aggressive. Now, this guy's going for a main base planetary with a proxy base, so it's really hard to make that determination. However, like to you, it would have just looked like one base, but if this were an actual one base aggression kind of build, it would already, like if it were somewhat normally timed, it would already be in your base and attacking you, and we would have spent the majority of our money on buildings, right? So whenever your cybercore finishes, let's go ahead and make either stalkers or adepts out of your couple gateways and just have those producing until warp gate finishes. And extra pylons. Okay. We should be able to... We're getting blink. Alright, this observer should be scouting, because we take a look at your vision. We haven't seen anything from our opponent in the last... Since the very first scout. We're going for cannons. So cannons are not bad as a defensive tool. Not at all. But we much prefer units, because the units are not static, right? So you can actually move the units and make use of them. Whereas like this is a lot of your early game resources going into buildings here. We really want to emphasize making units. And probes as well. On 2 bases, you want to be up to 44 probes. Right now we're at 34. And we want to be taking a 3rd base as well. Our opponent's already on 3 bases. Now none of them are in his natural, but he's setting up for a very defensive game. Here we are. We're building a ton more buildings. So this is something I like to describe as that lower league players like to do, is they get into build mode where they're just building buildings and they're not worried about like furthering their unit progression, right? Now here it's not as bad, but if you think about the amount of money that we spend on all this infrastructure comparatively to our supply, so like you're not doing poorly, don't get me wrong, but at this point in the game you could probably be around 140 or so supply if we just make sure we're building workers and producing out of our production. 140. Let's shoot for like 110 actually, and just make sure we're producing out of all of our gateways. Like you were only able to produce out of 3 here. We still have 2 ready to go. Our robotics facility is sitting idle. We have no idea what he's doing, so we don't even know which units to make. We just spent 400, 550, 650, 750, 850, 950 resources on buildings just now. Oh, we have 5 gateways available. I do like that we're building immortals. So instead, if you have the ability to queue something up like this because of money, let's go ahead and add in an extra robotics facility.
Upgrade complete.
Making prisms. Much prefer you to make like Immortal or Colossi rather than Prism. Alright, we're building a ton more buildings. At least your probe count is looking somewhat decent. We're at 55. You're going for a max out. So DTs are really good as a surprise element, but they don't do that well when it comes to straight up fights. So I'd recommend Archons. I see you already have DT Blink for them, which that's pretty cool. But we want to be sending them out on the map or just maybe trying to get some info with them. I do like how you're waiting for max out. More stuff beats less stuff. Let's make sure we're warping out of our gateways, though. So normally, another thing, an exercise I want to give you, Mr. Vinnie, is to go into a custom game by yourself, no AI, no nothing. Click Start Game. Whenever the game starts, it'll say that it'll show you the victory screen. Hit Return to Game, and it will allow you to play the game out as normal from there. And I want you to shoot for maxing out by 11 minutes if possible. If we can get under that 11-minute max out, man, you're already beating like platinum players in terms of macro at that point. So that's a great goal for you to be able to shoot for here. I like they're adding the extra robos. It's a lot of money on buildings, Mr. Vinnie. There we go. And you might be like, okay, but I'm maxed out way before my opponent. But had we spent the money on units faster, right, you'd be maxed out while he's still at like 90 supply. And you would be able to absolutely crush his army, which I still do think you can crush his army. Problem is we don't know about all these bases, right? We do have a ton of production on a lot of bases. It's looking like a building simulator a bit. I like that we're at least trying to spend our money. Here we go. Backing. So, let's go over the main fight. Reasons why we lost here. So we have a big anti-bio army. We have a decent army against mech, but not like the most amazing. So once we lose these prisms and these observers, we lose our high ground vision, which we're about to see right now. Like, you fly everything up here, and then these observers get taken out by the missile turrets. And the moment these get taken out, now you have no more vision. So what happens is you walk over here. Look at all this damage you're taking. These tanks are just getting to fire with impunity. You have 2 tanks plus 2 Thors and all these Marines that are getting to shoot you, and you're not able to do any damage to them. You see this group over here? We should probably go fight this. Check for... This is a good example of needing to check the map for extra bases. And then, if there are no extra bases, just contain him on 2. You're on 4, he'll run out of money eventually, right? So, but yeah, you see a planetary in here. You can storm this if you want. I see we're not really using any storms. Storm's very powerful tool that Protoss has. Yeah, we go for the base. It's being repaired. Very, very, very poor fight for us here. We traded 10 to 1 as far as resources lost goes. I like the idea of the recall. Actually going to say both immortals too. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we really don't want to be trading 10 to 1 in terms of resources lost if possible. I'm going to watch how the next fight goes, and then depending upon how poorly we trade there, we'll determine if there's any more. Like, this is good. This is a great move. We found a base. We killed it. It's unfortunate that it was mostly mined out, but you saw one. Now we should be going to check. Okay, another thing, we really don't want to take this base. It has no money for us to take. So, like, let's just go. I like how you're taking this base, but I would recommend taking this one, take this one. Basically, just start trying to take the map. That way you have more money. Corner command center. That's spending a ton of money on buildings still. How many probes do we have? We have 78, which is a pretty good number. But these guys are not well spread. And what I mean by that is, like, we have like no mineral mining. We have less than 2 base mineral mining going with 78 probes right now. 6 out of 3, 11 out of 3, 11 out of 3. So we definitely need to make sure we're fixing our idle workers. There we go. Let me get a whole nother base going. You guys are both building up enough banks Nice. Okay, we kill all of his extra bases. This is really good. He does have enough money to keep maxing out on units now. Oh my god, this guy's playing a campaign mission. So here, you're move commanding through all of these Marines. Like, we need to be on attack move, which is A click. Like, you're clicking this building specifically, but we need to just A click in general. That way your units shoot things as they're moving. Like, you're taking so much damage just walking through here. And then all these tanks are shooting. Now we killed a missile turret. There's no storms going off. We're move commanding through. Like, we just gotta, yeah, we're just misprioritizing what we need to be attacking. Yeah, it was pretty rough. So let's just make sure on A move. Let's try to utilize our storms as a Protoss player, and then make sure, like, we're just containing him, right? So if you go this way, kill this base, then he's only on 2. There's no way he has enough money to keep up with you for very long. Now, granted, he mined a bunch more resources on the map via his other bases, but if someone wants to turtle like this, let him turtle. And the best thing you can do, by the way, my friend, is going up to Tempest to break these kind of turtles. Tempest outrange everything that they have here. So hopefully these tips help, Vinny. If you have any questions, you know I'm always around. Thank you so much for submitting a game, my friend, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!